Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something incredibly important, but often misunderstood: systematic psychological and physical abuse. This isn't about a single argument or a bad day. It's a calculated pattern of behavior designed to control another person. Recognizing it is the first and most powerful step toward breaking free. Let's start by understanding what we mean by systematic. It means there's a method, a repeating cycle. This isn't random. It's a deliberate strategy to gain and maintain power and control over someone else. This cycle often includes psychological tactics long before any physical harm occurs. So, what does this look like in real life? It often begins subtly, with something called psychological abuse. This can be hard to pinpoint because it doesn't leave visible marks, but the emotional scars can be deep. One common tactic is isolation. An abuser might try to cut you off from your support system, like your family and friends. They might make excuses for why you shouldn't see them, create drama whenever you make plans, or even check your phone and messages to monitor your connections. The goal is to make you feel alone and entirely dependent on them. Then there's verbal abuse. This isn't just name-calling, although that's part of it. It's constant criticism, belittling your accomplishments, making you feel stupid, or telling you that you're worthless. They might insult your appearance, your intelligence, or your choices. Over time, this constant negativity can chip away at your self-esteem, making you believe these hurtful things are true. You might start to think, maybe they're right. Maybe I am the problem. Another powerful tool of psychological abuse is gaslighting. This is a manipulative technique where the abuser makes you question your own sanity, your memories, and your perception of reality. They might deny something they said or did, even if you have proof. They'll say things like, "That never happened," "You're being too sensitive," or "You're imagining things." This is incredibly disorienting and can make you feel like you're losing your mind. The aim is to destabilize you so that you can't trust your own judgment anymore, making you easier to control. Economic abuse is another piece of the puzzle. This involves controlling your access to money and financial resources. An abuser might prevent you from getting or keeping a job. They could put all the bills and bank accounts in their name, giving you an allowance that you have to account for. They might take your money, run up debts in your name, or ruin your credit. This creates financial dependency, making it incredibly difficult to leave the relationship, even if you want to. Intimidation is also a key component. This doesn't always involve physical violence. It can be a threatening look, a gesture, or smashing things in your presence. It could be destroying your personal property, hurting pets, or displaying weapons. These actions send a clear message: I am in control, and you should be afraid of what I might do next. This constant state of fear is exhausting and keeps you walking on eggshells, always trying to avoid triggering their anger. Now, let's talk about the escalation to physical abuse. It's crucial to understand that physical abuse almost never comes out of the blue. It's usually the culmination of all these other forms of control. It can start with something that might be dismissed as minor, like grabbing your arm too tightly, pushing, or blocking you from leaving a room. But this often escalates over time to more severe acts of violence. This entire pattern is often referred to as the cycle of abuse. It typically has 3 phases. First, there's the tension-building phase. This is where the walking on eggshells happens. The victim can feel the tension rising. There's more criticism, anger, and threats. They might try to placate the abuser to prevent an explosion. Next comes the abusive incident, or the explosion phase. This is where the verbal, emotional, or physical abuse occurs. It's the peak of the tension. Then there's the reconciliation or honeymoon phase. After the incident, the abuser may become incredibly remorseful and apologetic. They might shower you with gifts, compliments, and promises that it will never happen again. They might say, "I love you so much. I just lost control," or blame their behavior on stress, alcohol, or even you. This phase is incredibly confusing and powerful. It can give the victim hope that things will change, that the person they first fell in love with is back. This cycle of tension, explosion, and reconciliation is what makes it so hard to leave. It traps you in a loop of hope and fear. So, why do people stay in these situations? It's a question many people ask, but it's not about a lack of strength or intelligence. The reasons are complex. As we've discussed, the systematic erosion of self-esteem, isolation, and financial control makes leaving feel impossible. There's also fear of what the abuser will do if they try to leave. Fear for their children's safety, and fear of being alone. And because of the honeymoon phase, there's often genuine love and hope mixed in with the fear and pain. Recognizing these patterns is the first and most critical step. If anything I've described sounds familiar, please know that you are not alone. And it is not your fault. No one deserves to be treated this way. Abuse is about the abuser's need for power and control, not about anything you have said or done. The path to healing and safety begins with reaching out. The silence and isolation are what give the abuse its power. Talking to a trusted friend, family member, or a professional can make all the difference. There are incredible resources available that can help you understand your situation and create a safety plan. A safety plan is a personalized, practical plan that includes ways to remain safe while in the relationship, planning to leave, or after you've left. This could involve things like identifying a safe place to go, packing an emergency bag with important documents and essentials, and having a code word with friends or family to signal you need help. If you are in immediate danger, please call your local emergency services. For support and resources, you can contact National Domestic Violence hotlines. They offer confidential, free support 24/7. They can connect you with local shelters, counselors, and legal aid. We'll put some of these resource numbers and websites in the description below this video. Healing from systematic abuse is a journey, not a destination. It takes time to rebuild your self-esteem and learn to trust yourself and others again. Therapy with a professional who specializes in trauma can be incredibly beneficial. Support groups can also provide a community of people who understand what you've been through, which can be validating and empowering. Remember, you have the right to feel safe, respected, and valued in your relationships. You are worthy of a life free from fear and control. The first step, acknowledging what's happening, is the bravest one you can take. By understanding the system of abuse, you can begin to dismantle it. You have the strength to reclaim your life. Thank you so much for watching and for taking the time to learn about this vital topic. If this video was helpful, please share it. You never know who might need to hear this message. Take care of yourselves and each other.